Hey guys, so as quick as I can, I want to make a video and I want to explain to you guys the role that I feel 365 could play and maybe the role that I feel our Google Access can play. So I'm a Google dude. Let me make it clear. I'm a Google dude. This is my drive, my personal drive. Even at my various schools, I've kept everything in here, and I've even got things from Ripley High here. I use this because it's accessible across multiple devices. I can access it on my phone. I can access it to the computer at home. I can access it on my desktop at school. I even use Google Docs to do all my typing at my graduate level courses. Everything was done in Google Docs. So those can be saved as Word documents, so there's compatibility between devices. But I'm not trying to reproduce me either. So you don't have to do that. I'm not saying everyone has to do that. Use what has worked for you. But I would encourage you to start moving to a cloud service to store your devices. Mainly because you'll be more relevant with students. I don't think we should be we should be teaching students to email themselves documents so they can access them at home, or thumb drives may still play a role, but you really don't need thumb drives anymore. But that's not what the video is about. We can talk about that some other time. So Google may play a role for us as far as file management. I think Google has advantage over 365 as far as the different services they offer. Sheets, slides, forms is really nice. They still play a role, and you may still want to use those things with your students in your class, or maybe for yourself personally. With 365, they have the notebooks. They are really swift. I'll just be honest with you; they're really swift. And Google does not have an equivalent to the notebooks. Okay, what I've done is created a staff notebook, and I had to input everyone's email. What happens is 365 automatically generates a lot of this stuff for me. So I'm going to go through a bit of the staff notebook and explain the role that those tabs or pages may play with the staff, what they may do for you. And then I want to also explain there's a lot of things here that I have not decided, or Dottie and I haven't decided how to use yet. So let me start at the beginning. When you access, I'm going to go with the web version because most people probably only access the web view. So let me make that clear. Web view is go to your email, log in, go up top to the waffle, access OneNote. You'll see your library. Click on the WCHS staff notebook. Okay, that's different than the staff handbook that Dottie gave you the other day in the 3-ring binder. This is not necessarily meant to replace that. We might be able to merge the two, but there's certainly a reason why Dottie wanted you to have the paper version in the 3-ring binder. So this is a staff notebook, and what I think this could serve for us is that one location where we host and store everything. I've been in buildings where you have to access this to get here and then this to get here. If I want to find resources, I go to this thing. This notebook could be that one place where we access everything, and I think it could be a wonderful tool for the staff. The problem is right now when it automatically generates the notebook, it puts a bunch of crap in there. If you mind me saying that, it puts a bunch of crap in there. So the welcome page is what you'll see at first. And look how many tabs there are on the welcome page. I don't imagine anyone's going to read all these. So honestly, I may delete it. I may get it out of there. You have access, everyone that is, to completely live, editable collaboration space. Inside the collaboration space are these other pages. I don't know. There's nothing on there that I've put. These are just automatically generated stuff from 365. I may take it out of there. I may delete the stuff. We may use it. For example, staff meeting notes could be a place where we eventually host the upcoming agenda for the staff meeting, or the upcoming agenda for days of CE or professional development. So this stuff may play a role. I want you to take note of this, I added the DG resources page here. Under collaboration space, everyone has access to this. Everyone sees everything live as it's being edited. it syncs automatically. So it's going to become a nice thing, I think. So I've already added pages in the DG resources for all grade levels, 9, 10, grade 11, 12. I just picked that. I don't know how we want to categorize these things, if we want to do it by topic, if we want to do it by grade level. Uh, I thought we probably eventually would need multiple pages. Otherwise, if we just have one page, for example, it's going to become pretty full unless no one adds anything. So why is there a DG resources page in the first place? I know some of you weren't around Tuesday for the PD that we had here at the school, but we had a discussion during one of the sessions about links. Some people indicated that the links lessons provided through the WVDE sometimes were not relevant to their students, didn't fit the population of kids they had in their class, and they would like a place to access quality supplemental resources. And I asked if the staff had a location where they were crowdsourcing these things, and everyone said no. So I think this notebook could serve as a great place to host and store and gather, share, and have conversation around these supplemental resources. So I've already added a few myself. I gave you a little welcome here. Please read my brief note. I added a screenshot of a college-bound lesson from Common Sense Media. It goes through Nearpod. I introduced the staff to Nearpod Monday at the PD session, but I know if you weren't there Monday, this may be unfamiliar to you. But there's a link straight to the lesson. Same thing with this taking charge of credit cards. Very good lesson. Gives you an idea of the grade level. Open the link to go to the lesson. And last, the cost of college. Tells you it's grades 10 to 12. There's a link. I also added a couple YouTube videos from E60 that are really good, and I gave you a brief synopsis of what you may expect from those YouTube videos. We could, again, as we add resources, this page, for example, the all grade levels page, may become pretty full, and we may decide, can we categorize these in a different way? That's great, and that's fine with me. If you want to add a page yourself, for example, you want to add a page and title it digital citizenship, for example. You had some lessons in mind that have worked in the past, so you add a page for digital citizenship, and those resources can appear here. You can drag and drop them. You can type. So let's get into the limitations of that web view. So I'm looking at the OneNote notebook through the web. I have not downloaded the client version onto my device. This is the web view. I'm pretty limited in what I can do here. I can type like a Word document, but if I want to insert some things, that's where I begin to see the limitations. However, I think it appears that you can still insert a table, you can still upload a picture, file, link. This may work for you. Honestly, it may work for you. That's nice. You can even insert an audio recording. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go back out of there. I'm going to delete that page until we have a need for it. All right. Okay. The client version. I would, personally, I'm going to use the client version more myself. And I also have downloaded OneNote onto my phone so I can access it that way, but that may not be of use to the rest of you. So I'm nearing 9 minutes of video here. I just briefly talked about the public sections of the OneNote notebook. Those are the ones that all of us can access. You also have a private tab. I'm going to use Aaron Hill as an example. Under the private tab, I chose to include these 4 pages that you see me highlighting now. Professional development, it's empty. Not a single page. Classroom observations, empty. Evaluation, empty. Lesson plans. We'll talk first about lesson plans. My thought was that every one of you could add a page per month and then include your weekly lesson plans in that monthly page. And the reason I wanted to separate those by month is simply for Dottie and I. If we have one page where you continually put weekly lesson plans, by the time we get to February, we're going to be sifting through and scrolling through a lot of lesson plans just to find the ones that we want. So I think it may be easier if we categorize those and simply add a page then for September. Okay. add a page for October. And then in those months, obviously we'll be shorter here in August, but in those months, you can drag and drop your file. Okay, you could simply type out your lesson plans. I'm working on, and I haven't got there yet because of time. I'm working on getting that lesson plan template that Dottie had up there in case anyone would want to use that one. Okay, but that's my plan, and that's my hope for lesson plans. And then you notice I see everyone, but you don't. Dottie does as well, but you will have your own private tab that you, myself, and Dottie have access to. The classroom observations is nice. If we get into a classroom and maybe because of the circumstance and whatever's going on in the class, we don't have an opportunity to meet with you or provide you some affirmation or some feedback, I like OneNote because I can quickly go in here and now I'm on the web versions, and insert some audio, for example. I could title the observation August 30th, when I was in your room, and then I could type you or write you some notes. On my phone, I can draw with my finger. I can insert the audio and say, Julie, I really appreciate what you did with that student in the back, etc. So I can leave you some feedback. These are things, by the way, these are things we're all going to have to grow into. It's not going to be a perfect system yet, but I think it could benefit everyone. I like the fact that this OneNote, this staff notebook, could serve as the one place that everyone could go to drop their lesson plans, to access those supplemental resources, to access the upcoming agenda. There was a page there somewhere there. There was a page for I'm going to delete that, for important dates, dates and deadlines, policies and procedures. So these pages could grow as we go on, and I think it could serve as a nice place. For example, a place that when you come in the morning, you might want to open that OneNote and just that notebook and leave it open, along with your email and things like that. So I hope this provides an ounce of support, but I know that's not going to be everything. I promise I'll meet with people face to face if needed, meet with departments if needed, and go over more specifics of this OneNote notebook that our staff could begin using. Okay, thank you for listening.